Hello everyone, welcome back to Excel with Priyanka, series 1 of data analysis. And yes, this is a new series for data analysis. So, we will be using Excel here to understand the data, to analyze the data, and visualize the data. And all these things we will be doing it in Excel. So, we will be understanding here what is this data analysis and what is the tool that will be using it here to solve our business problem, a real life business problem. So suppose a company is there in that so many sales data is there monthly wise, and company wants to know like which sales representative has done how much of sales in a particular month, and who is the topmost performer and who is the poorer performer. So by seeing the thousand rows of data, we cannot identify and we cannot reach to a solution. So that is where a data analysis comes in, and we will see what is this data analysis. So data analysis is mainly converting of the raw data into a useful information to gain insight, and from that insight we make an useful in decision. So our goal here will be a data driven decision making, not random decision making. The data whatever will be there, on that basis we will be taking a decision for the organization, or helping the data or the information will be helping us to achieve our goals consistently. So suppose sales data in a table converted into a monthly sales report, and that monthly sales report will tell us the top 3 sales amount or the top 3 sales rep who is doing a better performance. So, and we can also set like the top 3 performer will be getting a bonus. Who can be that? So all these questions can be answered only with the help of a data analysis. So if you'll see the example, suppose this as a raw data here, and here we have converted it into a monthly sales report, and this data into information we are converting it, and this will help us in making our decision on data basis. So if we'll see it in our next slide here, in this video, I will be explaining you an example where the raw data is a sales transaction. So sales transaction here data, if we will see the problem sheet here, this is the data on which we will be working on, and our final report will look like something like this, which will consist of the report, the another pivot table, and a visualization chart. So the raw data here is the sales transaction analysis that we will be doing it on will be the monthly sales calculation. Sales report will be our information, and identifying of the high or the low sales month will be our insight, and on the basis of all these we will be taking a business decision. So our data table, now we'll understand what is this proper data table. So table consists of three things. First is field name and record. We'll understand this with a proper real examples. So what is this field? Field will be the columns in the data. So 1, 2, 3 columns, that is the field. Field name will be the top header. Top header here is the field name, and the name in the field will determine what data will be there in the subsequent rows. So here field name is date. So date data only will be there in the subsequent rows. If we will see it down below the rest of the rows, we can see that only the date data has been stored here. In the second field name is the person. In that, the subsequent rows will have the name of the persons stored, whereas in the last field, that is the sales field name, the amount of sales done is stored. So in short, we can say that on this date, person named Jim has done the sales amount of this much. So now we understand what is this field, what is this field name, and what is this data record. So one more thing about the table requirements in Excel is field name should be in the first row. So here in the first row of the table, Excel table, the field name is in the first row. Records of related data in the subsequent rows. So related, all the data is there in the subsequent rows, and empty cells or the rows should be there all along, all the way around the table. We can see that, we can see here that there is an empty cell all around the Excel table, and here it should be empty. It should not come this here, because while creating pivot table or other tools, while we will be using we will face a problem, that exact result we will not get. So here instead of empty, this column number can be there, and this side as well, instead of empty cells, this row number can be there. That is acceptable. Apart from this, no extra information should be attached next to the cell of the Excel table. So this is also a Excel table. It is one column only, but still it's a Excel table. Reason being, it is having a field name in the first row, and the surrounding cells around the table is empty. So we will go to our problem sheet, and this is our problem sheet here. So we will be creating a monthly sales report here, visualizing the trend in the month sales, and we will make a chart visualization tool here. So no, we'll go to the problem sheet, and we can see it here that the data is already in the table form. So if the data is already in the table form, no need to convert it again in the table form. Suppose the data we have is it in the raw form. Raw form means, suppose the data we have in the raw form means it is not having only the entered data is there. Like, let's see if we can show it. I have already converted, I think. So this is a problem sheet, final sheet. So if you are having any raw data in which only, suppose we'll type it here, then date is there, sales rep is there, sales is there, and below also we have some data. Below, and here we have sales. And this raw data, if we want to X, convert it into a Excel table, then what we have to do is Control T is the function. We have to go to any of the cell, press Control T, and we can see where is the data of your table. My table has headers, so we have a headers here. So we'll do OK, and now we can see that it is much organized and in a structured way. So before creating the pivot table, we need to convert any of the raw data into Excel table, because it gives us a structured and dynamic data source for our analysis. And we can see that before that we were not having these things in the raw data. It means there is some features of Excel table which is very much useful for our analysis purpose. So it this Excel table will have automatic filters. We can see the filters, the sort function will be there, header formatting we can see, and the automatic expansion when the new rows are added. When the new rows will be added, it will get automatically expanded. So we'll delete it now. I just did it to show, and I will format it as well. Done. So this raw data is converted into the Excel table. Now we will be creating a pivot table. So creating a pivot table, we are going to take this proper data set. We will click here in any of the cell. We'll go to Insert tab, and then just in any of the cell, in the insert, what happened? Under the insert, we need to go to tables. Under insert, in the table, we need to go to pivot table. Here we have to click it, and where we want to create this pivot table. So suppose here we want to create it, existing location, and the location we are choosing it, this, and OK. No, error is coming. No. Why? Any of the cell, insert, under the table we have to do the pivot table. Select a table or a range we need to select. Use an existing worksheet, location, this, I think this will again give. So here the pivot table has been done, but I'm not going to use this here. While in the videos, while learning data analysis, we will be doing so many examples with the pivot table. So many times we'll be using it. And after this, we will be doing one project as well for our better understanding. So instead of going through clicking it here and then pivot table, we will be using a keyboard shortcut, which is always faster than this. So we have to click in our Excel data set in any of the cell, then press Alt. Here for insert it is N. Press N and N is done. Then for pivot table it is V. We need to press V. And you can see that pivot table dialog box has been created. Is there. Now existing worksheet and OK. And we can see that with the help of our keyboard shortcut Alt N for insert, V for pivot table. The pivot table dialog box appeared and the pivot table has come. Now we need to build a report. We need to choose fields from the pivot field list. This is a field list. From here we need to select in the filter, columns, rows and the values. And all this is nothing but the header of this Excel table. And we are going to build the same report as is there in our final report. And this is our monthly sales rep report, where in the rows we can see the name of the sales rep and the month is appearing. So from that we can see in the rows we have to put the date. Date is there, but what is this here? Plus. So plus, if we'll click it here, let's check it what is inside this plus. Oh, all the date is reflecting here, means all the date is there in this, which I don't want. So I will be uncheck this date and we can see it now. We have only this Jan, Feb, March, only the month name is appearing. Now where this has gone? If we click it here, this will appear it again. So date, sales rep we have to put. So sales rep should be on the top. One more thing I will tell, if we are clicking it from this pivot table fields and dragging it here, in the filter column we can see a blue cell, blue line which is highlighted is in the top. It means it is a filter. The columns, the line has gone little down, it means it is a columns. In the values it has come down, and for the rows it is on the left side. And if we will keep here, we can see a no marks around with a line inside. It means if we leave it here, it means that has gone. So sales rep we are going to, and that sales rep should be up. That green line which we are seeing, we have to leave it there. And now we can see the name of the sales rep along with the month name is coming here. In this value field, we will be pulling out the sales, because sales amount I want to know. And see, it's so fast that without doing any kind of calculations or anything, the total Jan month sales done by Santel is already there, and the total sales including of all the months is already reflecting here. Just we have to pull that in the value section and the entire sums is getting reflected. And suppose instead of this we are dragging the sales rep here, the total count of the sales rep is coming. We will remove this as we don't want. I want the sales amount. And we have seen it here how to create a monthly sales report by using a pivot table. We have learned what is this table, Excel, what is Excel table, the feature of the Excel table, and the table requirements in Excel. We have the problem sheet and the final report, and we have seen the pivot table creation. In the next video, we will be seeing the analysis part, the top 3 cells performer, and making of the visualization chart. And this is all about today's session. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video.